Previously on the Blockbuster Buster.
No more hesitation, no more mercy. And this will be the first of many. What the? You.
Power Rangers.
Ninja Turtles.
Sylvester McCoy.
John Pertwee.
DC. Marvel. I thought you'd be taller.
Nobody's taller than the last man standing.
Subject seems formidable, but plagued by unprovoked aggression. His pockets were full of weapons and lint. Incidentally, his jacket seems to have infinite pockets, meaning they're bigger on the inside. Note to self, ask him where he got that technology. Oh, and the hammer. I can't lift it. And according to my tricorder readings, it's a lot older than it looks.
Good evening, Linkara.
Oh good, you're awake. I've been dying to ask, by the way, how do you copy all the abilities and powers from the movies you see?
It's a simple glimmer, similar to the one that you use to turn your toys into actual weapons. Now, do you have any more curious questions for me before I drop you like a prom dress?
Just one. Why do you want to bust this movie?
Why do you care? I thought you were the resident comic book... What the?
Why do you want to bust this movie?
Never start with the head. The victim gets all woozy and then...
Answer my question.
2 reasons. 1, I wanted to draw you out.
Why?
Oh, no. Don't skip to the end. This is only the first act.
Fine, what's your second reason?
I'm sick of tiptoeing around movies just because they're classics. I figure I'd go to the source, to the beginning, to the first fanboy film.
I see. So you hate this movie.
Right.
So you probably wouldn't know anything about this movie's background.
Of course I do. It's based on the Batman television series from 1966 starring... You bastard.
Finish your opening monologue, you know you want to.
Fine. The birth of the fanboy began in 1966 with the introduction of 2 shows, Star Trek and Batman. While Star Trek introduced sci-fi to the mainstream, Batman did the same thing for comics. Unfortunately, the Batman from the TV show was not the dark brooding Avenger from the comics. He was a colorful, pontificating, campy cartoon character who was more of a dork knight than a dark knight.
But you're a huge Adam West fan.
That doesn't stop the show from being a pathetic and brutal misrepresentation of the Batman mythos. This show is responsible for introducing us to the Bat-Toozy. Why are we doing this?
Just go with it, man. Yes, I agree that the show was campy, but one could argue that it was based on the Silver Age of comics.
So
the Silver Age was goofy. Superman had a whole team of super pets. Batman had a zebra suit. And Flash had a treadmill that could travel through time.
Fine, I'll give you that. But that's still no excuse to base the first Batman movie on the worst version of Batman.
Okay, then I guess the only way to settle this is to review it.
Oh no, I see what you're doing here. You're trying to get me all nostalgic about the movie so I won't bust it. Well, that's not gonna happen, buddy. Instead, we're gonna have ourselves a deep-seated verbal analysis of this celluloid failure.
Yes, let's do that thing you just said, which is nothing like a review.
That's right, you hat-wearing happenstance. I'll show you who's a real rooster in this hen house. So our movie begins with our hero speeding out of the Batcave on the Batmobile.
You ever wonder how the bat poles work?
Promptly to the Batcave. And then, as they have done many times before, as Batman and Robin, courageous warriors against crime.
I always figured there was a changing room in between Wayne Manor and the Batcave.
But how did they change so fast?
Oh, they would change during the commercial break. You know, they would slide down the bat poles, then they would cut the opening sequence, then they would cut the commercial. When they came back from commercial, they were in their costumes.
I always thought there was an anti-time pocket between the mansion and the cave where time stood still.
Didn't James Rolfe already talk about this? And then they go to the airport to pick up the Batcopter. They keep the Batcopter at the airport? Why wouldn't they keep it in the Batcave where it's safe and no one can tamper with it?
Come on, man, that's no reason to get all bent out of shape.
Fine. So Batman and Robin fly into action as the citizens of Gotham City wave at them as they fly by, including a large group of bikini babes on a rooftop. What's wrong?
Nothing.
You're annoyed by this, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Come on, Linkara. Give in to your anger.
No! Women are free to stand on rooftops in bikinis if they so desire. It has nothing to do with the male gaze.
But this has nothing to do with their own desire. They're doing so out of the desire of the filmmakers. Come on, bust this movie. You know you want to, boy.
Boy, I am a man! And as a man, I am able to exercise some form of self-control. As should you.
Fine. I'll try to exhibit some self-control. In your face!
What is that even?
So our boys catch up to the yacht only to find that it was a hologram. When suddenly, Batman gets attacked by a rubber shark. But it's okay, folks, because Batman just so happens to have a fresh can of shark-repellent bat spray. Shark-repellent bat spray! Who the hell carries shark-repellent bat spray?
Oh, Erod, an unorthodox solution had to be taken. After all, that was no ordinary shark.
That exploding shark. Doubtless an unfortunate animal who chanced to swallow a floating mine.
An exploding shark? Almost an entire decade before Jaws, the first blockbuster. Fine, I'll give you this one. After the exploding shark, our mysterious masked crime fighters attend a press conference. Ugh. After which, Batman, Robin, Commissioner Gordon, and Chief Stereotype use their amazing powers of deduction to figure out which villains were behind the shark attack.
Pretty fishy what happened to me on that ladder.
You mean where there's a fish there could be a penguin?
But wait! It happened at sea. See? C for Catwoman.
Yet, that exploding shark was pulling my leg.
The Joker.
It all adds up to a sinister riddle. Riddler. Riddler?
I got nothing.
Yes! So one of the reporters from the press conference arrives at a tough guy bar in the rough side of town.
Ahoy, Catwoman.
Imbecile, how many times have I told you never use my real name in public?
What? That's not Catwoman! Catwoman is Julie Newmar!
Julie Newmar had a scheduling conflict. She has expressed many times that she gladly would have been in the movie if the scheduling would have been right. Plus, Lee Merriweather did a great job as Catwoman.
Oh.
You know, sometimes I think that you whine for the sake of whining.
Your mother! Ah! This courageously colossal crossover continues after these messages at the same Buster time, same Buster channel.